And please understand, if you're in the last seats of an Innova car, nobody wanted you there in the first place. My name is Kajol Srinivasan. I have a Twitter handle called LOLRAKSHAK. Now, when I joined comedy, I thought that I'm going to become like George Carlin. Okay, I'm going to do comedy on politics and social issues. And I just want to tell you that 5 years down the line, I've finally found my niche. I perform sex jokes at Marwadi house parties. 40th birthday, 50th birthday, Zoom, live, low budget, high budget. I'm your person. Now, I'm 1/4 Marwadi, okay? But I didn't go looking for this greatness, okay? It found me. Before pandemic, the first gig I got, this guy called me from Thane, and he was like, Madam, we are a bunch of 50 men. Every year we meet once without our wives. Would you like to come and perform half an hour of naughty jokes for us? He was a sweet guy. He was not a pervert. They must have not had a budget for belly dances here. I don't know. So I didn't want to be nasty. So I said, now how do I put him off? So I said, sir, I'm an English comic. Will that be okay? He's like, nahi ma'am. Hindi mein kijiye na. नहीं तो वो होमली वाला फील नहीं आएगा. I realized that Indian men need even their porn to be like their mother's rajma. Homely wala feel. I've always wondered, why are Marwadis so horny? Like whenever I have to do these jokes about 69 and all this, you get very excited. Then I realized that they think they're getting a discount on sex position 70. I'm the kind of person who, if I'm traveling in a flight and I have a window seat and I want to get up and pee, I'm really scared of asking the middle and the aisle seats to get up for me. I'm like, they will feel bad. Anyone else feel like that, or is it just me? Yeah. If you feel like that, please don't ever sit in the last 2 seats of an Innova car. Because if you want to pee in the last 2 seats of an Innova car, they have to dismantle the whole car. Doesn't have doors, okay? So you have to tap the middle guys because they have to put the seat down. Nobody ever knows how to do it in there. So then they call the driver. Finally, by the time you get out of pee, the entire car is standing outside. They're like, who asked you to stay hydrated? And please understand, if you're in the last seats of an Innova car, nobody wanted you there in the first place. Before you get in, the middle seat people will look you in the eye and give you that one-liner bullshit. We'll keep switching, huh? That is for the idiots who believe their company's vision statement and shit. Doesn't mean anything. I think the entire Innova car is designed for corporate hierarchy. Front seats the people who are sitting in the front own the car. Okay? It's their trip. HR. People in the middle are having the best trip of their lives. No disturbance. Management. In the last 2 seats. Who would be in the last 2 seats? Come on. Yes? It's not the employees. Which employees? Come on, the last 2 seats, the back end. Who is there? IT. Now, I've been going on LinkedIn a lot these days. Anyone on LinkedIn? So much gyan on LinkedIn, no? It's like, it's not even gyan for corporate life. It's gyan for your whole life. Like, LinkedIn is the answer to the question, what if my mom had a designation? They think that motivation is the only thing in the world. And I believe them because something happened which made me believe them. So a few years back, a guy invited me for a date, for a kayaking date, okay, in Mumbai. In Mumbai. Wait, I will tell you, there's kayaking in Mumbai. So, now I like guys who are outdoorsy, you know, like Bear Grylls. Of course, yes. Bear Grylls when he was the actual Bear Grylls, okay? Not the new Bear Grylls, who is taking BJP and friends for walks. Not that one. Whatever the new show is called, Man versus Democracy. You know the next episode he's taking Ajay Devgan to the Maldives? What the fuck is wild in the Maldives? A 2-star resort. So we went kayaking. Now go to Marine Drive, okay? They will teach you kayaking. They will not teach you, sorry. They will give you a kayak. They will put you in a life jacket, which I don't know if it works or not, and they will shove you out to sea in that kayak. I was shit scared. I was like, I'm going to fall into the water because I don't know how to kayak. But then I saw this pipe, and it's a sewage pipe, okay, large one, from which all the flushings of Mumbai zoom into Marine Drive. I saw that and I got motivated. I was like, nah, I'm going to learn how to kayak because there is no way I am getting into this water. I only did it once. After that, I stick to my building pool because I like to swim in the piss of people I know. Homely wala feel, you get? God, I'm so happy live shows are back. Yeah. I genuinely think that we have beaten COVID. No, because world over, there is a significant decline in the number of new podcasts. We've beaten it. And the thing that irritated me most about the pandemic was the name COVID-19. Because it sounds like a Chetan Bhagat book. Like any Chetan Bhagat book, if I get it, I'm definitely going to give it to someone. But through all the trauma that we've been through in the last 2 years, I feel it would be completely wasted if the world does not recognize the genius of Himesh Reshamya. He's the only singer in the world who can take a COVID test while singing and still sound the same. Now, during pandemic, I started a quiz on Twitter. It's called Quizzy Time. And I ask interesting questions. So there was one question which I want to tell you about. Now, there was a man in Japan called Tsutomu Yamaguchi. And he was in Hiroshima on the day of August 6th when the bomb fell. He survived it. Some people did survive it. He got himself patched up at the hospital. And then he went home. Because Tsutomu did not live in Hiroshima. He lived in another town called Nagasaki. So on August 9th, he arrives in Nagasaki. And being a very good employee, he goes to office. And his boss is like, what do you mean one bomb fell in Hiroshima? Like, what do you mean? So Tsutomu was like, I can't describe it. There was a bright light. Something fell. Like that behind you. So Tsutomu Yamaguchi survived the Nagasaki bomb blast as well. Now my question was, what do you call a man like Tsutomu Yamaguchi? Because there is a word in Japanese called Niju Hibakusha, to bomb blast survivor. But I asked this question to an Indian audience. What do you call a man like Tsutomu Yamaguchi? And they were all like, Panoti. It's his fault. See, in India, we must have someone to blame. Okay? Because if we don't have someone to blame who cannot defend himself, then we will have to pick a fight with the person who really did it. I also performed a lot of British mics online during the pandemic, which was a good part of the pandemic. But I managed to offend them. Now, I was telling them how Indians worship all kinds of plastic except condoms. Which isn't wrong. I said, but you know what? The condoms in India have such stupid names. Man Force. It sounds like a condom for responsible rapists. Man Force. Kohinoor. I said, but Kohinoor does make sense, okay? Because first, it's a memento of how badly you all screwed us. And for less than £1, you get 10 of them. So you all would consider it a steal. Ooh, yeah, I know. They didn't like it. Okay, they really didn't like it. And then I ended my set by saying, I'm so glad this gig is on Zoom because it's much easier getting the British to leave. So there is an article on the net about me which says I'm inappropriate for British audiences.